Alright, got a nice day today. It's been a while, probably been home. I think I've been back at work 1 week since Cooley. While we were up there, we got news that our lease was going to be up, and it's kind of forcing our hand to move to Queensland. Now, we found an area we like while we were up there, but going to need a few more bucks. So decided to put the Chev, well, I'm going to sell the Chev, should get us a few more dollars. I haven't washed this thing since Cooley 24. Like I mentioned in my video, I haven't uploaded yet. Might have by the time I do this one, but did a cam lifters on the way home at Raymond Terrace. Continued to drive it home, did a quick oil change, checked some bearings and everything. No damage. Couldn't get the lifter out through the top, had to drop the sump. Go about it that way, basically. So just a clean up, back in for the gnats, missed something, didn't end up taking it. So, just gonna pop the garage door up, give it a wash, and yeah, see how it comes up. No love. $2 sedan. We'll start her up, back her out, give her a bit of a scrub. Take it somewhere, put some decent bars, put her on the market. got her out. I'll flip you around, give you a quick look at what it looks like while she's putrid. Got a bit of a shitty driveway here. You'll have to excuse my sniffles. I went for a swim this morning. Bit of salt water's got me, got the nose flowing. Temporary handbrake there. I'll explain more in a few more details what goes on with everything with this car. Oh, a little bit more up. Bit dark. It's a place where we live. The sun really hits the back of the joint. Been putting it off, washing this thing. It's cold this side of the house. As you can see, interior's neat, tidy, nothing special. Bit of grass and shit. She does double up as my daily driver sometimes. So normally there's quite a few empties and shit in the back. Yeah, when I bought this car, it had 14s on the back, M&H Race Masters. It's now got, I think these ones are those, oh no, they're Heroes, drag Heroes. They're 275 60/15 on a 7-inch rim. So as you can see what happens, these are me Mickey Thompsons over here if anybody's interested in some for some test fitting. Because they're on a 7, they bubble. They sort of bulge a little bit in the centre, so you've got plenty of track on the outside. Centre goes. I recommend an 8 as the smallest, but I had these in the shed. I like how it puts plenty of belly into the tyre, makes it look pretty fat. From the side anyway, from behind. Fuck, they might as well be a 205, how wide these cars are. But, yeah. Alright, crack open the bonnet. Have a quick look in there. See how this goes one-handed. Oh. There we go. Alright. So, everybody everywhere I take this always asks if it's twin turbo, because we've got a couple of headlights removed, a bit of ducting. This is a period correct sort of period correct car. Let's go with that. So that's old school air intake. These silver octopus arms, they are just your ducting for your range hood. Yeah, I found those. So might just so she's a relatively period correct car, except Dual Master here has a wheelwood proportioning valve underneath there. We've got a line locker. It's all plumbed up, just not connected. When I got this car, it did have a Morosso electric water pump. Tried to get that rebuilt because it was more period, but couldn't do it, so I just went one of those. Now this is a cheapy radiator. I sprung a leak, needed a new radiator. Good old eBay Chinese special, been doing the job, keeping it cool. $300 radiator, $1,000 worth of thermos. Works pretty well, doesn't get hot. What else can I say? So yeah, it is, so when, let's swing this around. So this car from factory was a 6-banger, 4-speed, so it's still got the Muncie in it, and it was a posi rear end, 411s, and it used to scream its tits off. The 327 is small journal. It's from a 1963 Impala or Bel Air, Biscayne, whichever, doesn't really matter. It's been rebuilt. It's on its second cam. It was bending push rods and carrying on and all that sort of shit. So it ended, like I said, it chewed the cam up, and the lift, it was like a bowl, was that flogged out. So there's that. But the first time I had it rebuilt, I had to source a new crank. The crank was cracked. Small journals, you can't buy aftermarket. You can buy adapters. If you've got a large journal, you can buy an adapter to put in a small journal, but not the other way around. So I managed to track down new crank, drove all the way to Coffs Harbour and back in the one day for a $50 crank, had it machined up, it was all good to go. In the meantime, I had touched base with another bloke who'd bought out a performance speed shop, a boat guy up in the Hunter Valley, and he had half a dozen cranks, but he wanted a fortune for them. So anyway, I said no thanks, went and got this one from Coffs Harbour. By the time I got back, old mate had changed his mind on the price, so now I have, I think I've got 4 spare cranks, 4 or 5 spare cranks that will go with this motor. Well, this car when it sells, because they'll be no good to me. I had plans on putting it into this. This is a project that I've got, which is stalled, obviously because of lack of space. So that's a HR ute that's essentially had the floors cut out. It was going to be a just bang it back together kind of deal, but by the time I put it on a rotisserie and saw how bad it was, all underneath the spring hangers was all rotted. It was no good. So it came with 2 6-cylinders, about 3 gearboxes, all the chrome work's done. These 186s are currently on Marketplace. Maybe I'm asking too much, I don't know. 2 complete motors with, you know, a dual throat Stromberg and a twin X2 setup. Just people, stupid comments. These here, I've got under all this shit. These are 2 Gen 6 454s. One of them I'll let go with the car when it sells, if it goes for the right price. And in here, that's a Power Glide. I'm pretty sure it's a stock one. I think I replaced it in one of my other Impalas back in the day. Just put it on the shelf as a spare. So, yeah, that's it. That's this car. I'll give her a tub. I'll shoot some more footage and take a few more pictures and stuff and go from there. did, even though it's a 6-banger car, I did replace it with a 327 emblems, or 409, 409 badges as well. Believe it or not, these things could have been optioned. This is the Pauper Pack Biscayne. So you could have yourself a stripped down little muscle car if you order the 409 4-speed package. Full disclosure, it does leak water. Every 62 I've owned's leaked. Every guy I know that's got a 62, they leak. Sills are quite good. I know this one here has got a hole in it on the inside, on the inner rocker. It's missing a bit of floor brace. It's all painted up, so whoever did, I imported this car about 7 years ago. So these dog legs are probably the worst. I haven't worried about them. It doesn't worry me a little. It's starting to get a little bit on the bad side, but it's been there since day dot. Main reason for that would be we're lacking a few rubbers around these windows, so it's just getting in there and sitting, and it's not getting out. But I think at some stage it might have had lowers put on it, quarters. You can buy them that come along this body line. There's no fuel, no stock fuel tank. Where the stock fuel tank is the fuel system, which is basically just a Holly red and a fuel filter. There's no regulators or anything. I think Holly Reds only go to about 6 psi or something like that. Maybe that's why it smells a bit rich all the time. I should really investigate that, but I just haven't. Yeah. It's all pretty good. Rust wise, I don't know if I'm going to get that. I might take some pictures of that. Just the lower beaver in here is a little bit rusty, just where the spot welds are. But I'll pop the boot a bit later. Need another key. This is another area just in here that's starting to show a few signs. I am living right on the water, salt water. But you can take this to a car show. I guarantee you'll be the only one there with one. Oh, nearly. Alright, tub time. Let's give it a bath. See how it comes up. Comes up alright. It's presentable. Got it on time lapse. Nothing but the best for the old girl. I do have better stuff, I just can't fucking find it. Haven't been able to find anything since moving here. We packed up so quick. Alright, let's get this sling washed.
Drinking at the bar. just as blue as time to floating names all night. Dancing in the night, in the night. Days is bloody, hands on the floor, and I am doing punk rock till I die. And I am doing punk rock till I die. And I am doing punk rock till I die. I am doing punk rock till I die.
Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a Northern California car. Don't know where the bloke that Rick swapped it for actually come from, but it's had a closed door respray. It's reasonably close to the original colour. It's just a bit more vibrant, a bit brighter. Can you say brighter? It's blue, green. Every painter I talk to says it's green. I only see blue. That's me. Wouldn't buy a green car, I don't think, unless I have here. Probably have, but yeah. Like I was saying, you'll be very lucky to see another one at a car show if you purchase this one. People dig it. They don't really know what they're looking at because it's a two-door to start with, and it's a sedan, so a pillared model. Pretty prevalent in the Tri-5s, but not so much in the Impala sort of body style, full body car. Yeah. Thought this would be a keeper, this one, but it is just a car, isn't it? Block done, friend, if you ever say that. Oh shit, this driveway's slippery. Yeah, I dig it. Well, time to move it on. Okay. Bit of background on this car. So for a while there, every year I'd bring something in from the States. I've been doing it for a while, I'll just do it myself. And it's not hard. I've helped a couple of mates bring stuff in as well. Bought in a truck, bought in a Harleys. This is my second, let's call it, Impala. And I just buy cheap cars, bring them in, fix them up a little bit, give them a bit of style, and then more often than not I'd see something else that I liked, so that one would either go on the market if I hadn't sold it previously, which is quite often the case. Last one, a guy I became friends with, I knew him through cars, local fella, just hit me up at the bottle shop one day asking if I wanted to sell it. And this thing was a 4-door hardtop 62 that I brought in again from Northern California, Sacramento that one come from. Have a friend over there that I would, if it was a local car to him, he lived in Orange County, if it was a local car to him, I would get him to go have a look, sling him a couple of $100 to, you know, to cover his expenses and his time. Like, everybody's time's worth something. Yeah, so I'd get him. But these last two, I sort of took a gamble, bought sight unseen, other than photos and video. The 4-door, it was a cool car. It wasn't factory Corona cream. It had been painted, and if you turn the hose up too high, you lost some paint. So, but neat and tidy. All I did to that was I actually airbagged that one. I bought a full ride tech system and put into it. The trick to these things is bring them in full of parts. Do not just send an empty car. You fill it to the brim with your wheels, with your patch panels, with everything you need. And you know, there's ways to sort out the stamp duty and taxes that you pay on those things too. I won't put it on here, but there's ways to get around that. Because everything with a receipt, you pay GST on, stamp duty, etc., etc. But this thing, what did I bring in with this? I can't really. I bought in a huge nitrous kit. I sold my Harley to pay for the shipping. I overspent on this. This was a little bit dearer than I wanted. Wanted to spend, but it was a decent car. Come with some pretty cool wheels on it, like some trick front runner Ansons, just little bits and pieces. And the style of the car was what I was after. I was after sort of a muscle car-ish, but I didn't want to buy them. I was never going to buy a Mustang, but you know, I would have liked a 2-door post 55, and there was a couple that I really put in an effort for, but and fair enough, the guys wouldn't budge on their prices, which is, you know, understandable. One of them was a worker at Austin Speed Shop. This thing had a 6-litre LS, 5-speed in it. It was turbo 6-litre, and it was just out of my budget. But you know, it's just the way things go. You know, sometimes you get lucky. Even this bloke, he didn't really budge that much. He knocked 500 off it for me, but then he bought it from Northern California. He was up near Lompoc, and he brought it to Southern California for me and dropped it off at my mate Sel's place. Like, you know, it was great. I hear horror stories of what people go through. I haven't had the misfortune of that. These days, I think it'd be a lot harder not to come across getting dudded, but you do as much due diligence as you can. I'd even organised a passport to go over for this one, just in case things went sideways. So, yeah, like I said, this is a factory 6-cylinder 4-speed car. Still got the stock diff in it, no handbrake. It seems to be a thing with just about every car I've bought in. No windscreen wipers and no handbrakes. Don't ask me why. This thing had nothing windscreen wiper wise, no mechanisms, no motor, no arms under the cowl in the plenum, nothing, absolutely nothing. I had to source all of that, being a left-hand drive car. I couldn't just turn around and buy right-hand drive shit here. Not going to work. So early on, like, you remember, this is 7 years ago when Facebook Marketplace and all of those Impala pages and everything like that weren't as dodgy as they are now, with scummy bastards ripping people off their hard-earned. It took me a while to get all of that, but you know, I found a bloke that, and I've still got his number saved in my phone. If I ever need anything, I will eventually get another one. Like I said, this one's for sale, or it's going to go on the marketplace. I'm going to be asking 60 for it, and I think that's pretty fair. For you know, for what it is. It's a 2-door. You won't see another one. I've seen 3 for sale the entire time here. One's a 409 car up at it's at 782 now. It didn't sell at reserve. It didn't meet its reserve at the auction. So that's if it's a factory 409 car, that's over 100 grand easy. Paul Beck's bubble top would have to be 150 these days. Maybe more. Like they're not just not here. In the States, yeah, sure. These things get around, but not here. Everybody over here tends to like, because most of the guys that are going for these big full bodies, they're low rider guys. They want hard tops. They want bubble tops. If you're going to 61, 59, so yeah. But this is muscle. This is sort of the start of muscle. These things were used, excuse me, in the drag racing, in NASCAR. There was one I saw on Facebook just verified that it's actually a Z11. Like so, and they came with alloy fenders, aluminium motors, all sorts of shit. They were pure race cars. So that's what a lot of these ended up just getting junked at the strip, the track. So couple I did look at buying. One bloke, he was a trimmer in Arizona. He had 2 at one stage. They were pigeon pair, which I think this may be one of them. I'm just not sure, but I do know that they all rot out here. This one, doesn't appear to be too bad. As I said, I think it's had lowers put on it. You can see some welds on the inside that weren't cleaned up very well, but yeah, this they're not old cars will rust, do have rust. Anybody that says they're rust free is full of shit. I work on them day in, day out, these old things. I work for a company that specialises in Falcons, and you can't get everywhere. You can say you do, you can dip it, you can do whatever, but you just you never get it all. You never get it all. You got to be quick, even when you take them back to bare metal. Yeah, I'll post some pictures and do what I do with this, see if it goes. I don't know. But 60k. Opened offers. Nothing stupid, but don't be a dick about it. Fresh cam, fresh. Now there's no comp gear in this motor anymore. Last cam was comp hydraulic, and it had comp lifters in it. Not this time. It's got a Lenardi in it. Not a big cam. It's only around the 510, something like that. And it's got Johnson lifters in it. So didn't really spare too much expense on the lifters. They weren't the cheapest things to get, but I wasn't going. Nobody wants to be pulling motors apart. It's just unpleasant unless you're doing a really good rebuild. Like, it's pretty good. So it's sat a lot higher when I bought it. It looked a little bit like a dog dragging its ass. Little front runners on it, which had to go because you couldn't turn a corner. Yeah, now that it's sitting nice and level, I like my shit low as can be. I'm happy to drag it in and out of gutters, up and down driveways, whatever. That's just the way it is. These things always seem to sound a bit slappy because of it being an X-frame. So exhaust wise, there's not a lot you can do with them. You can't get I'm saying you can't get. This has got a manual in it, and it's got a full scatter shield as well, a Lakewood scatter shield. So I can't get a balance pipe, or I haven't really tried. It doesn't really concern me. It's got next to no mufflers. It has those Varexes in them, which are probably due for a change. They sound a bit rattly, like stuff's broken inside. So I may end up replacing the mufflers before this hits the market. Probably get some Black Widows, neighbour haters. Never been pulled over in it. I don't drive it like a fuckwit, so I give the cops no excuse to pull me over. Never even been breath tested or drug tested. Can't explain why. And I have driven past checkpoints and all that sort of shit and never been pulled in. So, and you'd think with missing 2 headlights that they'd be pulling me in for a checkup, but no. It's I just love it. We were going to move up to Queensland anyway. Ooh, nearly went over again. Queensland anyway. This is kind of forcing our hands with the owners of this property wanting to move in. But it's a top spot where we are, but it is what it is. We need a few more bucks where we want to go. I'll get something else again. Got that HR ute in there I've got to do shit with. So, yeah. If you want something different, hit me up.